Welcome everybody to my best Dragonite build to date. This build has been rocking 9,000 weapon damage and 30,000 penetration. It's insane. I'm gonna tell you how to reach those values very shortly. I am an orc and it's max stamina, so 64 points into max stamina for even more damage. My weapons are gonna be dual wield on the front bar and great sword on the back bar. As for the skills, I'm using Molten Whip on the front bar, Fiery Contingency, so I'm already using some scribe skills. Some are very good, and I'll tell you some alternative abilities you can use, but I'm using Fiery Contingency, which is going to give me flame damage, so adding more bursts. I usually use this in before leap for adding more bursts to my leaps. And when I just want to finish off my opponents, I get a Fiery Contingency before it to get even higher bursts. Noxious Spread is the source of major breach and also like really good dots, poison dots, very good ability. Flames of Oblivion provides major prophecy, savagery. It's a great pressure dealer. It deals a lot of damage. His flame damage is insane. A quick look here for my source of major expedition is also gonna pulse damage, which is gonna help tremendously getting our enchantments on our opponents with disease status effect, which is gonna get diminish the healing of your opponents and also do damage. And also this one will get you the standard status effect, which will get you minor reach on your opponent, plus giving you weapon damage. So this ability plays a big role. Quick look, quite an overlooked ability, but it's extremely good. Like the major expedition plus its damage is also very important. It's not just the damage, it's not just the major expedition, but it's also its damage and the major evasion. Of course, it's also a plus. Here we are going to use Take Flight, our main ultimate. On the back bar, it's just a utility slash defense and healing back bar. You're going to be using Resolving Vigor, source of minor resolve, also really good heal. We are going to use Healing Soul. It's also scribed ability. You get it's a burst heal plus. It doesn't cost that 4,865 magicka because you also get a magicka back, 1,000 magicka back, so it's virtually costs 3,865 magicka. Plus it gives you some stamina, and on top of that, it's going to give you major vitality for 10 seconds, increasing healing received and damage shield strength by 12%. We also have a damage shield here on added armor, so that adds up, on healing and shield strength as well. Shattering Rocks is going to be our stun. It also has a heal. This is a hard stun. It's really, really, really good. I like it to have it on the back bar because you drop in a stun and then you weapon swap, and it's very fast for having that really high aggression front bar, like 1, 2, 3, 5 aggressive abilities plus aggressive ultimate as well. So you can have this highly aggressive front bar because I have the stun on the back bar. So I'm used to like stun and weapon swap and then bring them, and that's what I do. Then for momentum, this ability is what I believe to be the best source of major brutality and sorcery for my Dragonite. It offers me minor endurance on top of it. It's very good because I'm gonna be showing you, but I have a lot of stamina recovery on this build because of the sets I'm using. So I have Rage Vitality on the back bar. So this is gonna add up, like having minor endurance on the build as well with major endurance from the pots. So for momentum, it helps you with your sustain, and it's really not that costly, and it also gives you immunity to all snares and immobilizations for 4 seconds, which is another big plus for your mobility. So you get major expedition from here, from Quick Cloak, and you also get all the snares and immobilizations immunity from here, which is tremendous for your mobility. I'm also using Celerity, but I'll go there later on when I showcase you my CP. Then Armor here, it's the source of major resolve for 20 seconds. And additionally, it also gives you a good shield that we get buffed with Healing Soul. and also give some damage back to our opponent. Here, the Flawless Stormbreaker is like a unique choice. Here you can just use anything you want. I just have the Flawless Stormbreaker for the way I play this build. I have the Flawless Stormbreaker just to buff my healing. And I'm gonna explain. I have a crazy healing on my back bar, and the Flawless Stormbreaker helps it here. It's having it here, and if you by any means you press it, you also get um, your resources back, and you're gonna get weapon and spell damage increase. So it's good when you are running away, for instance, and you just don't want to go back to the fight. You don't want to lead them back. You can drop a Flawless Stormbreaker. You get the weapon damage. You get even more healing. Get your resources back, and it's very good defense-wise to have it there. And it also buffs all your healing on the back bar. All right, so let's go on the sets. I'm using the Bloodspawn. It's just very good. Like you cannot escape the Bloodspawn for DK. I just think it's the best monster set to have. You can go for other aggressive options, but this build already has so much damage that just Bloodspawn just adds up a lot. More leaps, more wins. So yeah. I'm gonna be running so 2 Bloodspawn, and all my gear has tri-stats, enchantments on them, and then I am rocking 5 medium, 1 light on the sash, and 1 heavy for maximum armor values. 5 medium, 1 light, 1 heavy, and also impan. I'm be rocking like 1, 2, 3 impan, 1 reinforced, and then 3 well fitted. That's very good there for good balance for sustain, survivability, and yeah, and it's like a really good combo. On my jewelry, I'll be rocking infused with weapon damage. My front bar sets are gonna be. My front bar set is going to be Oak Father Retribution. This is a unique one. I'll explain more later on why I use Oak Father. On the back bar, I use Wretched Vitality for the sustain. I also use Markin as my Mythic, as it provides weapon damage, which scales really well on Dragonite, and plus that armor. So infused weapon damage with a little bit of stamina recovery, it adds up. Every little thing adds up, so that's why I have everything golded out, and go gold or go home, you know. That's where it is. So I'm gonna be showing you my front bar set now. So this front bar set, I prefer it over other options like just straight up damage options. This also brings a lot of damage, a lot of freaking damage. But on your back body, you're also gonna get like 2 pieces of weapon damage, and then on your front body, you're gonna get 3 pieces of weapon damage, and then that 5 piece is juicy as hell. Like, really juicy as hell. Like, 5-piece Shatter Fate doesn't give you a damn thing on a back bar. You're gonna get nothing. On the front bar, you might even get more damage with Oak Father in some situations. I'm gonna explain you why. There's more and more buffs in the game. And good players have 10 plus buffs on them. Sometimes even more. So this is going to come in so handy. Buffs, and I'm mentioning just major buffs. There's also the minor buffs. Just test this out. It's insane. You can reach up to fully buffed up with continuous attack, 9,000 weapon damage, and 30,000 penetration. And I'm also have 28.5 thousand max stamina. So the damage is absolutely incredible in this build. So much pressure, so much damage. It's crazy. I was going over Oak Father, really. Just test it out. All right, there's no other way to tell this, man. Just give this set a chance in the front bar. It's absolutely insane. Like, because the thing is, for facing the newbies, the squishies, we all know that the freaking leap into whip, it's gonna kill them anyway, right? So why not just get a set that is gonna be for those that are harder to bring down, the tough cookies out there. You're gonna bring the tough cookies out there with Oak Father on the front bar. It's gonna help you tremendously. It's gonna give you more penetration. It's gonna give you more weapon damage because they're gonna have those buffs. Sometimes it does feel like this. You can get the buffs like you get the offensive penetration and the weapon damage from your own buffs. That seems to be bugged there, but yeah, test it out. Test it out. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just test it out. It does seem to be getting you buffs from your opponent and also yourself. Here is debatable. Just give it your choice. Take this with a grain of salt. Give it a shot. Test it for yourself. Well, I'll just leave it at that. But test Oakfather, my wolves. Test Oakfather, everybody, on the front bar. It's really, really good. Okay, now I'm gonna go over. But even if it doesn't work from your own buffs, I'm telling you, this is a freaking killer front bar set, especially because the game is getting more and more buffs and minor buffs, especially now after scribing. The good players are gonna have even more buffs and debuffs. Trust me on this one. So on the front bar now, I'm gonna be showing you that I'm using 2 maces with sharpen, so more penetration. I love pen on. I do have high pen on my builds. This one with a Zorb Stamina to get that Thunder status effect. This one with Disease to get that Disease status effect. That are very powerful. And like I said before, I proc them with Quick Cloak. On my back bar, I use Weapon Damage Enchantment with Defending. Defending is just the best trade for the back bar. You can go with, I don't know, Power It, something, but I just prefer Defending over other options. Just flat out better. Get your buffs up, to get your physical and spell resistance up, and then your weapon damage, enchantments. Obviously a great sword as well, because if you're using on the back bar, you just get benefit from great sword, more weapon damage, more healing. Yeah. So there we go for the sets. Now up for the Mundus Stone, I'm using the warrior for even more beefy weapon damage. That's freaking them right. When it comes, I'm also using Vampire Stage 3. Vampire Stage 3 to get that beefy 30% less damage taken when I'm on low HP. It comes in very, very handy. Very powerful passive right there. Additionally, when it comes to the consumables, I'm using the Witch Sugar Skulls. This food is really powerful if you can sustain. Like, I mean, I can sustain it this build because of it. All my sustain comes in from Reg Vitality anyway, so I can handle going in with the Witch Sugar Skulls, adding more max health, more max stamina, more max magicka, and health recovery. I mean, the health recovery is not very useful because you are a vampire anyway, but all the other stats are very important, including the max magicka, because you're going to be whipping quite a lot, so that's going to come in handy. And this build has some magicka abilities, even though it's a pure stam build. It has some magic abilities, so the magic is going to come in handy. And the max health is really high as well, and the max stamina is obviously really good there, which gives us these beefy stats. 28.5 max stamina. I can tell you can reach 9,000 weapon damage, and you can reach 30,000 physical and penetration. I'm going to show you now, like, this is debatable. This is something that, like, see now, like, as I buff up, my physical pen goes up. Look at that. Yeah, it's happening. There we go. Now I have 17,000. So this is what I'm talking about. Then look at my weapon damage already going up as well. Some folks said that they tested on dummies and it was not working on dummies, this penetration and damage. But then some others said, well, but on players it seems to be working. Well, you cannot trust. Like, well, you know what? Give it your own testing. Yeah, test it out and see how it works for you. I just love Oakfather in the front bar, right? Like, yeah, I cannot say that enough. Yeah, crit resist, I mean, it's like 2,376. It's good enough. I also have a perk here that helps with that. It's resilience. Since I'm not running Rallying Cry on the back bar, resilience comes in very handy. So yeah, I still have some good amount of crit resist. The physical and spell resist fully buffed up. It also goes for some good amounts. Bear in mind I have some good damage mitigation, so don't be too scared about the 27.9 max health. You can still survive with this, I'm telling you, because of how much damage mitigation you have going on and all the healing going on. You are gonna feel very beefy and very tanky. Don't forget, you are a freaking DK. You don't need freaking 40,000 max HP on a DK. Man, like, really, try this, and you'll see you have damage mitigation enough. Just from this ability alone, I get 8% less damage taken, plus 5, that's freaking 13 less damage taken from just pressing this ability, alright? So, you're gonna have a lot of damage mitigation going on, and so that, and really high healing, plus you're a freaking DK. DKs are tanky, man. You don't need 40,000 max HP, 35,000 max HP, it's not necessary, so let's bump that up into getting more damage, into getting more healing, let's go. That's why I rock here 64 points into stamina, just like I love max stam builds, like pure stam builds are just my thing, you know, I love them. I know they're not very meta, but I love them, the max stamina over there, I just do. I just happen to do. Alright, when it comes to the potions, I'm obviously using the tripods. Max health, max magicka, max stamina, really good, very powerful. Also to get the vampire stage 3, I use corrupting bloody mana, so like I'm gonna show you how I keep the vamp stage 3. I use corrupting bloody mana, then so I should get now to vamp 4, then I get down to Vampire Stage 3 by using Purifying Bloody Mana, and then I use my main food right here, and I have all my durations just took care right there. That's right. Now I'm gonna go over my CP. I'm using, obviously, get all the passives. When it comes to the slots there, I have Untamed Aggression for even more weapon damage on scaling up with the minor brutality and major brutality that you get from Dragonite. So Untamed Aggression, Ironclad there, Duelist Rebuff. I need this because of how I have my setup going on. A little bit of damage mitigation here comes in very handy, and then Resilience there as well. So Untamed Aggression, a damage one, and then 3 for mitigation there. Really helps on this build, like, because everything else is like, my sets are like damage, more damage, and then sustain. So I need to cover that up with the CP here. It's really good. Then sustain by suffering there on the red tree, Pain's Refuge, Rejuvenation, and Celerity. On the green tree, you can get anything you want, like Steve's Blessing, Gifted Rider, Master Gatherer, and Treasure Hunter, because I do some trials on this character already, but as well. But yeah, you know, just get what you want here. It's not really important for combat. These are the ones that matter for combat. Yeah, that's pretty much it. When it comes to the rotation, by the way, you want to keep all your buffs up, obviously, like these 4 buffs. This here, that the ones that are over here, you want to keep them all up, like always, constantly. The defense rotation, when you are feeling that you're getting a lot of pressure, just get the vigor up and then start freaking getting the healing souls. Your heals are gonna be really messed up, man. It's insane. This fully buffed up can go up to 20,000 tooltip. When you have all the buffs going on, it goes up to 20,000 heal here with Healing Soul. By the way, I mentioned earlier that I would give you alternatives if you don't have a Gold Road. If you don't have Gold Road Inscribing, you can just drop Healing Soul. You can get Coagulating Blood here. I'm gonna show you. Get Coagulating Blood here, and you're good to go. It's also very good in some situations. It's even better than Healing Soul, but I prefer Healing Soul. On the front bar, you can go with the classic Venomous Claw. A little bit more pressure, but you are going to lose some bursts. So there's ups and downs there as well. Yeah, you can get Venomous Claw if you don't have. So those are the alternatives. For those that don't have Gold Road, Coagulating Blood for the burst heal, and Venomous Claw for fiery agency. So I was going over like the defense rotation. Yeah, just freaking spam all the heals. Like, get vigored up, get Healing Soul. You're gonna heal like a motherfucker because this has so much max stamina, so much max weapon damage. It's just gonna, you're you're gonna feel very unkillable with this, even though you have 27.9k health. That's not a problem at all. Trust me on that one. So now up to the offensive rotation. I usually just keep keeping all the buffs up. Obviously, I usually start with light attack, shattering rocks, weapon swap. So I stun them and then I bring out them. Noxious spread afterwards. Obviously, I want to get you. You want to get this all the time on your opponent, and then it depends on your opponent. Really depends. Like offensive rotations are like very real depending on your opponent. I mean, if they are very squishy, you know, like a freaking leap into whip is enough. He'll die anyway. Sometimes even a leap is enough. So let's freaking go. And sometimes you don't have to use the full rotation. Okay, like against a more experienced player, then you're gonna get those freaking noxious spread, fiery contingencies. Like ideally, you wanna dot them up with noxious spread. You wanna get 3 stacks of whip. You wanna stun them. You wanna leap them, and then you know, like, and then whip 3-stack whip. But you're not gonna always do that. You're not gonna always do that, and you don't have to do it always that in that way. Because if your opponent is struggling, for instance, I want the best way is to stem whip. Best way is to stem whip. Like they're dying, they're on low HP. You're not gonna go over like a freaking robot, reapplying all your dots, reapplying your dots. Stun him again, get your fiery contingency, get the whip. No, just freaking whip them up now. You know? So it depends. But overall, you wanna get everything up, you wanna stun them, you wanna get noxious spread on them. When you get 3 stacks of whip, leap. Make sure to have a fiery contingency on as well. Then leap, then whip. There we go. Can do that. That's a really high hitting combo. You can have some variances there, like just use stun. If you have 3 stacks of whip, like get a stun and then 3 stacks of whip is also quite good if you don't have an ultimate. But yeah, overall it's pretty much it. Like, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop them on the comment section below. And by the way, guys, I stream every single day, Monday to Friday. So if you are already here, if you're up to this point, you more than likely want to check out the live stream. I stream every single freaking damn day. Monday, Friday. There's always giveaways, including Gold Road giveaways and ESO Plus giveaways and massive freaking PvP action all day long. Monday, Friday. I start at 12 p.m. BST, 12 p.m. BST. So, I'll see you guys there. Peace out. Bye-bye.